Hello friends, welcome back to this session. So in the last class we have seen the complete exercise 5.3. We have solved each and every question. So if you have not seen that video, please go through that video and understand the concept and understand the approach in which we have solved the questions. It's very important. Now in this session we will be covering the most confusing and seems to be very difficult topic. Most of the students says, sir, this topic, that is a vector applications to geometry, is a bit confusing. Yes, of course it is a bit confusing, but don't worry, as you are with me, we will be solving, we will be understanding each and every concept in detail. So without any further delay, let's start. So in the applications to geometry, what we do, we use the concept of the vectors. So what are the concepts we have studied? We have studied the dot product, scalar triple product, and the vector product. So all these, vector addition, vector deletion, so all these tools which we have used in the vectors, that we will be using, and we will be proving the some standard results in the geometry. Like what are the results? So the first result we will see is, the number one is, let's prove the medians of a triangle are concurrent. So what is the first geometry? See, these are the standard results we have in a geometry. The medians of a triangle are concurrent. Okay, so this is what the standard result we have in a geometry, and we have the geometric way to prove this. Now how to use the vector tools or the vector application to prove this statement. Okay, so what are the medians? So first let's understand what is the median is. Suppose we have a triangle ABC here. So this is a triangle ABC, A, B and C. Median means what? From vertex you are joining the midpoint of the opposite side. Okay, so like this. So from this point you will be having this midpoint here, and this is a midpoint of BC, and suppose this is a midpoint of AB. So let's join these points. Okay, and this point. So using the geometric way, we know that the medians are concurrent. Means what? They have one small, there is single intersection point, and this intersection point is definitely known as the centroid. Is it okay? Centroid, and it is denoted by G. Now let's name these midpoints. Suppose this is a D, E and F. Now how to prove this concurrency with the help of vectors? So let A bar, B bar, C bar and D bar, E bar and F bar be the position vectors, of A, B, C, D, E, F respectively. Okay, we have to show that this point is a centroid. Okay, that will come after some time. Okay, now as we can see from the figure, as DEF are midpoints of AC, AB and BC. Okay, so DEF are what? These are the midpoints of these sides AC, AB and BC. Then how you can write? Using the midpoint formula which we have seen in the vectors. Using midpoint formula, what you can write? D is equals to what? D is what? D bar is equals to A bar plus C bar by 2. So D bar is equals to d bar is equals to a bar plus c bar by 2, ये हो गया d bar. So it will be equals to what? It is 2 d bar is equals to a bar plus c bar. Okay, so let's add b bar on both sides. So let's add b bar on both sides. So 2d bar plus b bar is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar. Okay, now let's divide by 3 on both sides. 2d bar plus b bar by 3 is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar by 3. Now if you remember, what is this? What is this part is? This part is nothing but the centroid of a triangle ABC. This part is nothing but the centroid of a triangle ABC. I hope you remember this. This is a G, centroid of a triangle ABC with vertex ABC. Okay, so this is the equation number 1, we can say. This is equation number 1. Now let's take this another point E. So E bar is equals to what? As E bar is the midpoint of what? Segment E is the midpoint of AB. So E bar is equals to what? It is a bar plus b bar by 2. So implies 2E bar is equals to, will have a bar plus b bar. What to do now? You don't have C here, so add C bar on both sides. So 2E bar plus C bar, it is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar. Now next is what? You divide by 3 on both sides. So you will be having 2E bar plus c bar upon 3, which is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar upon 3. This is equation number 2. Now if you observe here again, we are getting some point centroid here, which is a G. This centroid also we have proved. This was a theorem. That is, if the ABC are the vertices of a triangle, then its centroid is given by a bar plus b bar plus c bar by 3. Okay, the next point we have is the F bar. What is F bar is? F bar is a midpoint of BC. So let's write down that. So F bar is equals to b bar plus c bar by 2. So 2F bar is equals to b bar plus c bar, implies, now you don't have a here, so add a bar on both sides. So 2F bar plus a bar, it is equals to b bar plus c bar plus a bar. Now what to do? Divide by 3 on both sides. So 2F bar plus a bar upon 3, which is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar upon 3. So again we have this equation number 3, in which this RHS is nothing but the centroid. Okay, this is again the centroid is. Now from equation 1, 2 and 3, we can simply say that from equation 1, 2 and 3, we say that because their RHS is same, RHS is what? It is the centroid. So you can say that, see, 2d bar plus b bar by 3, 2d bar plus b bar by 3, it is equals to 2e bar plus c bar by 3, 2e bar plus c bar by 3, it is equals to 2f bar plus a bar, 2f bar plus a bar by 3. This is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar by 3. Okay, now see here how I can write the denominator simple way. So it is a 2d bar plus b bar upon 2 plus 1, it is equals to 2e bar plus c bar upon 2 plus 1, it is equals to 2f bar plus a bar upon 2 plus 1, it is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar by 3, and this is equals to a g bar, which is the position vector of a centroid. Okay, means see here what you can say is, the first part is equals to g bar, the second part is also equals to g bar, the third part is also equals to g bar. And if you see here, okay, if I rewrite this equation like this, so it is 2d bar, okay, So it is 2d bar, 2d bar plus b bar by 2 plus 1, it is equals to g bar. Yes. Now if you observe very carefully, this is nothing but the internal section formula, where your g bar divides the segment BD in the ratio 2:1. Okay, see here, 2 ma bar plus nb bar upon m plus n. Okay, here g bar divides the segment BD in the ratio, see how I am writing, segment BD I am writing, not a DPM. So segment BD I am writing in the ratio 2:1. So similarly I can say that the G bar divides the segment CE, in the ratio 2:1, and the G bar divides the segment AF in the ratio 2:1. Okay, see, the ratio is same and the point is same. That's why what we can say is this point G is dividing the segment AF, it is 2:1. Okay, let me have one different color here so that it will be easy to note it down. So it is 2:1, it is 2:1, and it is again 2:1. Okay, so what? So the same point G is dividing the all three medians. So that's why we say that therefore all the medians are concurrent here. All the medians are concurrent. Is it okay? It's very simple. So क्या किया बॉस हमने यहाँ पे? कुछ नहीं किया है. We have just taken the midpoint formula and we showed that all these midpoint formulas are nothing but the centroid of a given triangle. That's it. Is it okay? Very good. Let's see the next one. The next is that we have to show that the angle bisectors of a triangle again are concurrent. The second part is the angle bisectors. The first one was the medians. Now the second ones are the angle bisectors. Angle bisectors of a triangle are concurrent. Okay. Now let's draw the triangle again. Suppose this is a triangle we are having now. Okay, let me draw some straight lines here. So this is what we have a triangle is. So this is ABC. So we have A, B and C. Okay, now angle bisector means what? They are bisecting this angle. Okay, so these two angles are same. Then we have these two lines are same, these two angles are same. Then of course we have these two angles are same. Which two? These two angles are same. Okay, good. Now see here, let's name these points ABC. Let's suppose this is D, it is E and it is F. Okay, now assume that these are the lengths of this triangle. Suppose this is X, total length AB is X, then BC is Y. Let me change the color. AB is X, BC is Y and AC is Z. Okay, now you know that the property of a triangle says that the angle bisectors bisect the opposite side in the ratio similar to their adjacent two sides. Means what? See here, this point D divides the segment BC. The point D divides the segment BC in the ratio the adjacent sides given by the A. Adjacent sides कौन है A के? So this is AB and AC. Okay, so this point D divides the segment BC in the ratio, this side is what, x, so this is in the ratio x, and this side is what, it is z, so it is x is to z. Okay, so the point D divides the segment BC in the ratio x is to z. So similarly we can write the point E divides the segment AC in what ratio, so it is x, this part is x, and the downside part is what, it is y. Okay, next coming to this point, F divides the segment AB in the ratio, what we have, this part is z, and this part is nothing but, yes, what is this part, this part is nothing but y. I hope it is clear. Now let's make use of this and let's find out the values of the F bar, D bar and E bar. Okay, so how you can write is, so using the property of, using the properties of angle bisector, angle bisector, the points D, E, F divides the segment, divides the segments BC, AC and AB in the ratio, x is to z, then we have x is to y, then z is to y. BC, AC and AB, and of course it is an internal section. Okay, so let's make use of this internal section formula and let's rewrite the position vectors of a point D, E, F. So how you will write the D bar? So D bar is nothing but, D is dividing the segment BC in the ratio of x, z. So I hope you remember that the cross multiplication. So x goes with C. So this is x C bar plus z B bar. Okay, let's write down the small b. X C bar plus z B bar upon x plus z implies, what you can write down here is x plus z into D bar is equals to x C bar plus z B bar. Okay, now what you don't have on the RHS side is y A bar, you don't have. So let's add y A bar on both sides. So x Z plus D bar plus y A bar, it is equals to x C bar plus z B bar plus y A bar on both sides. Is this okay? Now let's divide on both sides by x plus y plus z. So x plus z D bar plus y A bar whole divided by x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z, it is equals to a y A bar, or else we can write in the standard form, which is x C bar, let it be as it is. So x C bar plus z B bar plus y A bar upon x plus y plus z. This is equation number 1. Okay, equation number 1. So I will rewrite this equation number 1 here. Similarly, if you see the next is point E bar. So similarly, if I take the E bar, I will solve this E bar here. If I take E bar, what you will get? E bar is dividing the segment AC in the ratio of x is to y. So you will be having x C bar plus y A bar. Okay, x C bar plus y A bar upon x plus y. Okay, now let's simplify this in the same fashion what we have done in the previous case. So we'll have x plus y e bar equals to x c bar plus y a bar. What you don't have on the RHS side is b z b bar. So let's add that part here, x y e bar plus z b bar, it is equals to x c bar plus y a bar plus z b bar. Now divide by x plus y plus z on both sides. So x plus y e bar plus z b bar upon x plus y plus z, it is equals to x c bar plus y a bar plus z b bar upon x plus y plus z. This is nothing but the equation number 2. Similarly you can write down for the f bar. Okay, now I will write down the f bar as it is. Similarly f bar is equals to, for f bar, okay, similarly for f bar, what you can write is, okay, so for f bar you will have z plus y f bar, z plus y f bar plus x. What you will get is, so let me write here, z b bar plus y a bar upon, okay, nothing upon, so here you will be having x c bar, so plus x c bar whole divided by x plus y plus z, and here you will be having again x plus y plus z. Okay, see, थोड़ा सा पेशेंस चाहिए अपने को ये सॉल्व करने के लिए, बट इट इज वेरी सिंपल. व्हाट वी आर यूजिंग, जस्ट यूजिंग द इंटरनल सेक्शन फॉर्मूला कंसेप्ट. Okay, so this is the equation number 3. So from the equation number 1, 2 and 3, what you can observe is the RHS is same, and let that RHS is equals to some point M. Okay, let x c bar plus y a bar plus z b bar upon x plus y plus z, it is equals to m bar. So what you can write from equation 1, 2 and 3, therefore from 1, 2 and 3, what you can say is, see this part, okay, let me paste here, this part is equal to this part is equal to this part. Okay, so I will not write that again. So the second part is missed, so this is nothing but like this. Let's copy and let's delete this, delete, paste. Let me write that part here, which is nothing but x plus y e plus z b bar, x plus y e plus z b bar upon x plus y plus z. So these three are equal to what we have is the m bar, which is nothing but this part. Okay, so of course now the LHS is equals to RHS, so the first part you can directly equate to m bar, second part m bar, and third part is again m bar. So what we can say is, of course, the point m bar, therefore for first part I will write here, therefore m bar divides. Now if you observe this very carefully, this I can rewrite in this fashion, x plus z plus y. Okay, so m bar divides segment AD bar in the ratio x plus z is to y internally. Similarly, M bar divides the segment. What the next segment you have is B E bar in the ratio x plus y is to z bar, that is z. Okay, and the last part you have is the M bar divides the segment CF in the ratio z plus y is to C bar. Sorry, z plus y is to x, not c. C is the vertex we have, so x is the constant, so it is x. So as the same point is dividing all these three segments, what you can say, and this position vector of M bar is same, then what we can say is all the 3 points are concurrent. So these are the concurrent points we have. So this is what the concurrency. And the concurrency for the angle bisector is always known as the incenter. Important, huh? Incenter. Always remember that the intersection of the angle bisectors is always known as the incenter. So what is the position vector of the incenter? This is nothing but the x plus, that is M bar, is the position vector of the incenter. So if somebody asks you what is the position vector of incenter, or if they give you the vertices of the triangle ABC and the sides, then the incenter can be easily found out, which is xc bar plus ya bar plus zb bar upon x plus y plus z. These are the position vectors of the incenter. Okay, good. So this is what we have the second application. See, in the first starting of this video only I told you that this topic is bit confusing. Because of this lengthy procedure, the student feels that this is very difficult. So please trust me, this is very simple. We are just using the applications or the whatever we have learned in the vectors. Okay, the dot product, cross product, internal section, external section, centroid formula, all those things. Okay, good. So with this we will stop here, and the remaining 3 applications we will see in the next video. Thank you so much.